Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. Today I want to talk about the Old Testament. I want to talk about the Avenger of blood and the Slayer. Now, the Old Testament, starting with Moses, said anybody who ignorantly killed a family member, a loved one, or anything was in trouble because the Avenger of blood had a right to go after him and kill him as long as he wasn't in the city of refuge. And a sanctuary is what you'd call it, sanctuary. But the perpetrator, the person committed this, you call it today manslaughter, would flee to one of these cities, and if he wasn't caught, he was protected. But if the family caught up with him, they had a perfect right to kill him, to get, blood atonement for the loved one they lost. So we'll go to start out with Deuteronomy, but before I do, you can go to the book of Numbers, chapter 35, 11 through 28. You can go there and check, because basically says the same thing in there as Deuteronomy, and then Joshua has some comments on it too. I'm going to start out with chapter 4. Chapter 4, Deuteronomy 4, and that's 41 through 42. Then Moses severed 3 cities on the side Jordan towards the sun rising, that the slayer might flee thereof, which should kill his neighbor unaware, and hated him not in times of past, and that fleeing unto one of these cities he might live. So as long as he made it that city, he was safe for time being. But once he stepped foot off of it, he was open and fair game. We'll go to 19. I'll skip over to 19 here. (19) 1 through 6, city of refuge. When Yahweh the Elohim have cut off the nations whose land Yahweh thy Elohim have giveth thee, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their cities and their houses, thou shalt separate 3 cities for thee in the midst of thy land, which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee to possess it. Thou shalt prepare thee a way, and divide the coast and the land, which Yahweh the Elohim giveth thee to inherit, into 3 parts, that every slayer might flee thereof. And this is the case of the slayer which shall flee thereof, that he might live. Whosoever killeth his neighbor ignorantly, whom he hated, not in just time past. And when a man goeth into the wood with his neighbor to hew wood, and his hand fetched a stroke with an axe to cut down a tree, and the head slippeth from the helve, and lighteth upon his neighbor, that he die, he shall flee unto one of those cities and live. Lest the avenger of blood pursue the slayer while his heart is hot, and overtake him because of the way is long, and slay him, whereas he is not worthy of death, insomuch as he hated him not in time past. So that's the rules there. And if you also go to the book of Joshua, it says about the same thing, cities of refuge and things like that. You could visit Joshua chapter 20, verses 5 and 6, and then chapter 1 of Joshua, if you want to get a clearer view of what was going on, the rules, stipulations, and everything about hunting down this killer, because when you lose a loved one and everything from stupidity or ignorance, still you want an atonement for it. You want justice. The person didn't deserve to die intentionally or unintentionally, but Yeshua said in the New Testament, it's blessed to forgive, forgive, and it's hard for human beings because we harden our hearts all the time. Quite frankly, I don't know what I would do if I lost a loved one like that. I mean, I don't think I'd go out and murder them or anything, because that's against the law, plus against the heavenly law. But it's just, it's a terrible thing, But with the murderers, the ones that killed intentionally, they were just dispatched. They was put away. Stoning was a preferable treatment for anybody who was intentionally killed somebody. But then you had no favor also with Yahweh. So so that's all I wanted to say about that. Please read up on them scriptures. They're very interesting and very enticing. So that said and done, I thank you again for joining me for this short segment. And hey, please like my videos, subscribe, hit that notification bell, comment below. I'd like to hear from you. Tell me what you think about the Avenger of Blood and the Slayer. Was it right? Was it wrong by our standards today? But with that said and done, I thank you again, and peace out and shalom till we meet again.